Hi, everyone. My name is Grace Huang, and I'm a geomechanics product manager at Rocscience. Today, I want to show you how we can create RocTunnel3 models using existing UnWedge models. RocTunnel3 is our latest software solution for analyzing block stability underground. In the past, you may have had to use UnWedge to analyze different parts of a much larger excavation. I want to show you how we can combine these different UnWedge models, bring them into RocTunnel3 to create a more complex but more realistic 3D geometry to do hazard assessment. Here I have a 3D model in RocTunnel3, and this model was created by combining 3 different UnWedge files. Now, what these models look like individually in UnWedge is I have this vertical shaft, tunnel section A, and tunnel section B. To bring these UnWedge models into RocTunnel3, I have several options. So for example, for this vertical shaft, I can export it as a 3D DXF. For the other 2 sections, if I go to the opening section view, I can bring these cross-sections in as 2D DXF files. And you may choose to use 2D DXF files if the 3D product has a nonlinear alignment. So going back to RocTunnel3, I'm going to create a new document, and I will quickly import all 3 DXF files by importing geometry. So what you'll notice is that the different UnWedge files as they're brought in may be at different locations in space. Because back in 2D UnWedge, you're using local coordinates. But in 3D, it's important that we are using their position or locations in space using X, Y, Z. So I've selected all the geometry. I'm going to post-processing. You can see I have one 2D section here. The second 2D section is here. And this is my vertical shaft. Now, there are several other geometry pieces here that represent joints defined in UnWedge. I'm not going to use these, so I'm going to discard them first. So I selected the row as construction, then discard selected construction geometry. Don't worry if the vertical shaft now has holes, because I can quickly create an equivalent cylinder by selecting this geometry and then creating a convex hull, which basically wraps around the existing vertical shaft. So I'm just going to delete my old vertical shaft and use the new one. Now, my 2 other sections are out here, and they may not be at the location you want them to be. And we also need to extrude these 2D sections. So what I would recommend at this point is the sweep tool. So using the sweep tool, we would be defining alignments and using polylines. And these polylines can be at the location we want the tunnel sections to be. So first, polylines. Let's draw these polylines. And I want these polylines to be defined in the XY plane. And I want a reference value for this plane. So for instance, the first one has a Z value of 5. So I'm going to bring in my predefined coordinates for the alignments. So here I have alignment 1, and it's at Z of 5. I'm going to do the same for the second alignment. So draw polyline again. I want to define this polyline in the XY plane, but this time using a reference Z value of 20. So here is my alignment 2. And when you're satisfied with the locations of these alignments, I can simply sweep my 2D sections across the alignment. So for example, for section 1, I'm going to sweep it across the first polyline created. I select the 2 geometries, then go to Geometry, Menu, Extrude, Sweep Loft Tools, then Sweep. And here in this dialog, you can adjust the position of the cross-section and even the rotation. Let's preview and OK. So that's my first tunnel. And I'm going to repeat this process for the second one. So select the section, select the polyline, go to Sweep. You can adjust the rotation or the position. So you can see that now I have created a more complicated intersection that involves 3 different excavations. Now, as a last step, I need to create external bounding box that represents the rock mass. So let's do Geometry and create external box. And I can adjust the size of this box by hovering over the vertices and just dragging. And for my pieces inside the rock mass, I would simply add them to external. I want to keep the geometries inside, so select No. Do this for all the excavation geometries. So now all of my volumes are part of the external, and for excavations, we set their material properties to no material. I've selected these pieces. Their applied property currently is material 1, which is a default material for rock. For excavation, we set to no material. And we're done. So this concludes this video on how we can combine different UnWedge models into RocTunnel3 for a more complicated 3D model. Please feel free to request a trial for RocTunnel3. And also, please feel free to leave any feedback or questions in the comment section below. Thank you.